Hello there, Catherine. Okay, sorry for that about sending you, asking you to include the other document. I don't know what happened. My mistake. I apologize. Now let's give you your correction. So I would strongly recommend pushing it through Google Docs first, because you're going to find a few mistakes. And 9 times out of 10 they are correct. I've already corrected this one, but it's just gives us more time to focus on other issues. The bar chart illustrates how many students from other countries enter universities in the UK in the years 2009 and 2014. Overall, it is notable that in 2014 there is a fluctuation generally increasing. This sounds like the fluctuation increased the students entering the university. It's not the case. Something else increased the students entering the university. Maybe it might have been Brexit. It could have been anything, but it definitely wasn't a fluctuation. That was like happened. So what we should say is, overall, it is noticeable that in 2013 there is, both are okay actually, surprisingly. There is a fluctuation in the amount of students entering the universities for most of the UK cities. Okay, but actually there is a growth in the amount of students entering the universities in most of the cities, with all of the cities, with the one exception, which is Cardiff, which decreases by 1.5%, or has a decrease of 1.5%. Now, it's probably the latter, has a decrease of 1.5%. Has a decrease, with a decrease of 1.5%. That's the right one. Firstly, the University of Glasgow, Edinburgh. Okay, the universities of Glasgow, Edinburgh, Birmingham, and Huddersfield managed to increase their number of students enrolled, which is significantly higher compared to the year 2009. Okay. So I would just focus on delivering one piece of information. Do they increase the numbers, or is it higher than the year before? Okay. Or if you do want to say both, structure it differently. Okay. Okay, managed to increase their numbers managed to increase the number of enrolled students, significantly higher compared to 2009. Okay, Birmingham had a rise of 4%, while Glasgow and Edinburgh reached the same percentage of 6%. Okay, good. Huddersfield increased its students as well with a 2% more, with around 2%, not more or less, with around. Huddersfield increased its students as well by around 2%. It is noticeable that the university with the highest percentage of enrolment is Brighton, with a 12 and 13% for the years 2009 and 2014 respectively. Okay, using the sentence respectively is just a useful, it's another structure that'll help you with the grammatical range and accuracy score. On the other hand, we don't use, because that's like the other side of an argument, and this is not an argument, it's just like objective data reporting. Okay. Also, don't switch. Okay, for the years, we don't have to write it out. 2009 is fine. Okay, so we could just say, in 2009, Liverpool and Birmingham reached the same percentage of students registered, while Huddersfield in England had the lowest student enrollment rate. Okay, or the lowest amount of students enrolled. Full stop. That's probably fine. Okay, great sentence here. Okay, well, no, great observation. Here, what you did wonderfully, Katy, was you grouped the data. Okay, and grouping is a key skill for academic task 1. Okay, and then the comparison as well is another essential skill. Great. So that's enough information for that sentence, in my opinion. Let's just move this to in contrast with Leeds University. Okay, in contrast, comma, Leeds University was the second university with the highest number of international students joining them. Okay, so that would probably go after after Brighton. So Brighton's the highest, and Leeds is the second highest. That's more logical, okay? Or these are the lowest, and Brighton's the highest, okay? But it seems a bit strange to say it's the second university, to compare it with the second highest. Okay, so great task one there. In our academic task one course, we go over the skills and the phrases that you need for academic task one success. We teach you more structures, and we tell you how to select and choose the right information for the graph, and then the structures you need to use those. Okay, let's go. Reading is quite important for children since they learn several things from books. It's got basic level vocabulary. This is good though, Katy, because we're improving your vocabulary rather than correcting it. Okay, so it's fantastic. You're on the right track. They're encouraged to read in the school and institutes about academic topics. However, non-academic books should be read for pleasure as well. This essay will discuss the importance of reading both kinds of books. Okay, giving some reasons of why reading books for pleasure and academic purposes is equally important. Okay, so we kind of got reading books a lot. I know it's in the question, but you try to be aware of the repetition. Okay, firstly, reading academic books could bring some benefits for the child. They can acquire knowledge as well as a wide vocabulary range. This will make them develop their communication skills in a proper way. However, this is not the only type of book they should read, as they might lack some other skills which they could develop. Okay, good. Now, I'm not a big fan of the 5-paragraph model essay. In our online course, we teach students to use 4 paragraphs. When you use 4 paragraphs, okay, we can have longer body paragraphs. We can have 2 longer body paragraphs, which help you with your cohesion and coherence, because you can extensively develop the product, develop your idea, which is a key feature if you want to get, it's essential if you want to get a band 7 or higher. Okay, you've got to show real development of your argument, and that's difficult to do with small paragraphs, which is what you get when you do 5 paragraphs. Okay, this is why reading books for pleasure with other kinds of topics could give them some chance to improve in other areas such as creativity. So them might be clear in your mind, but because it's a new paragraph, we should really mention first, and then in the next sentence we can refer to them, okay, because it's clear. Okay, and it just helps reduce reader strain. Reading books with abstract topics could motivate children to start thinking for themselves and imagine things in a deeper way, although this is not the only area where they can improve. So great vocabulary, great argument. It's just lacking in that the argument's not really developed. There's no example there. There's no evidence there, to back up your claims. And that's what essentially, when you start our course, that's exactly one of the first things we work on for you as a student. That's what we work on improving, just how to build more cohesive, coherent paragraphs that score higher. As I said before, that's more like spoken English. The social skills, again, demonstratives, personal pronouns, use them once we've got the subject crystal clear. Okay, because these are now referring back to, okay, it's not even in plural, you see? So it kind of just makes it a little bit more confusing. That's an argument of consistency. You've got to keep the subject consistent. throughout. It just helps with following the arguments. Okay, they will learn how to understand others in a better way, and most importantly, understand themselves through reading. Some romantic books, for example, could help them to understand what feelings they feel and how to manage them. They can also learn how to empathize, other people and interact better with them. Thus they will be able to easily get into society. Not get into society, usually get into a club, usually get into a prestigious university, usually get into, or usually get accepted in society or integrate into society. To conclude, children should read both academic and non-academic books to help them to gain some facilities in both academic and social fields, as well as boost their creativity. Doing this can lead to a generation with excellent thinking and communication skills, ready to succeed in a society. Okay, great. So some vocabulary is a little bit basic, some is excellent, empathize, understand, some communication skills. Okay, so vocabulary is excellent. There are definitely opportunities to upgrade it, but we do need to work on your academic writing style, your paragraphing, and the development in your paragraphs. This is fantastic work so far, Katy. The good thing is that your language skills are quite high. Main thing that we will be working on when we start working is kind of like exam skills, which is much easier, faster, quicker to improve. So I'd love to see you on our online course. You get videos, you work through it, send in your essays, we'll give you feedback, and we just improve your work much faster, and it's just much more effective. So have a great day. Sorry for that mix up at the beginning, and email us if you've got any questions about the online course. All the best.